every doubt I took alone. I can see the light in the summer of my name. I will break the chains, but the fire is in my brain. It's up into the darkest sky with every single blow. Now I'm alone behind the sky. Inside this broken rain, I am breathe the storm, walking through the dark and far. We were fun the dawn, from the days of broken stars and fall that never fade. I burn the soul like insane. I've been a breath of all the sea. I've been the dark, I've stings with me. In the grace of all the clowns, I will chase them down. With the darkness always bound. Another night is never thin. I'm making more than knowing men. I can see the light in the song of my name. I will break the chains, but the fire's in my brain. And suck and blow the darkest night. I've burned myself, I've given say. I've been the breath of all the scene. I've been the dark that stings with me. I can breathe the storm, walking through the dark and far. I will chase the dawn of the dark. It's always fun. Another night is never thin. I'm making more than knowing end. I can breathe the storm in the song of my name.
Hello everybody, welcome to the series called the Exiled Survivor. My name is Mightman. We are going to be continuing with this stream. I've actually been looking forward to doing this because I was having fun last week with it. So to kind of put this in preface for anyone new or anyone who hasn't understood what this is, basically this account I am currently playing on has been exiled from all outposts, where we are needing to get to ground zero as our final destination before this series ends. We have a plethora of goals that we need to hit. We need to explore every region, so that's going into every zone. We need to kind of give it a good look before we can leave. We need to make $20 million, obviously in game, where some of that will be our equipment, some of it will be actually held cash. We must reach level 120, and that's just kind of just show how you get from A to Z in a sense. We are needing to go to some points of interest. That would be the prison and Kempland and Raven Ridge, which is the North Zone / Camp Valkyrist on the map, and we will end off this series in ground zero. Now, just to kind of have a quick look at the other slide for this, there is some core challenges where permadeath is enabled, so if this account dies, the series ends, the run is null and void. We cannot go into any outpost apart from ground zero, and that means we cannot physically enter any of these zones. We have started from a fresh account, which is an engineer profession, so we cannot change this unless we get the money to get the credits to do this. We must survive with what we use. We can use the marketplace to do transactions to make money and get some equipment and such where we need to, but we must physically visit every region before we do this. We have already been in the western zone. We are just dipping our toes into the northwest zone. We are going to complete this off our map by going to Dog Stockade and just have a look about there before we go down to the southeast zone, southwest zone, sorry. We are pretty much like a serious stage where we are Just logging back in, we found a recap of our last episode. Sorry, we found M79, a sports armor, and a getting HP, which can prove useful. We also found our first barricade stuff, as well as a claw hammer, which would have been the most difficult point. However, we have now logged in today with a new set of challenges, and we must address that as soon as we can. We're on this account now. As you can see, the first thing we have an issue with is we are starving. None of our items sold, as we are the only ones in the northwest section of the map. Just to put us in the preface, as we have one other person, but they seem to have vanished. So it's just ourselves now here. So we need to be very careful what we do. That being said, we are going to go proceed. We have our runner implant here, just gives that extra boost, plus the 5% from just wearing a non-strength based armor. We'll go ahead with this, and again, for anyone watching this, this is a series where I won't be communicating much with chat, so I do apologise for that. I will make comments there and then. However, this is primarily just to proceed in a sense, really. Now, I am going to make some changes to the format of this. We are going to be using the Frontier Boss map as well as support. And the reason for that is because with the current circumstances with how it is, this is more beneficial than anything in my opinion. And I'm going to be allowing the use of the map as well. So we are in our outpost. We are just getting started. Again, we need to come out here, and we are going to go right one, as there is a boss. I want to show off how to do some stuff here as well. So we now have the baseball bat, which we looted last episode, and it's doing 4 damage per hit. We aren't going to be relying on melee much, only instance in this is because it's got the Mastercraft element on it, which makes our life a lot more easier in terms of critical chances and such. But we all do it in our first set of nails. All we need is wooden planks and we're sorted. And we can actually go on for a little bit longer. But we do want to get as much XP as possible, but we need food, which is the primarily main thing we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loot everything I can and avoid killing the zombie. That's what we're going to be fighting. We do need to... One thing I didn't do is actually look at my masteries, my challenges. That would have given me a bit more of a support in terms of getting these levels up. But we'll take everything we can, because the more stuff we loot, the higher our masteries get for the looting stuff, which makes in turn things a little bit easier for us. So primarily we want some food. Take a rifle ammo. Because now if we were to fight this flaming zombie, it would be can null and void, and the reason for that is because the XP would be missing on it. I am going to try and avoid using ammo unless I can recoup what I have. Because this is now going to be a bit more tricky to deal with, so this is why I'm shoving the melee on right now. Now we can kill this thing over and over, and that's well acceptable in the rules, so I think I actually might do that in a moment. I want to go into one of these stores and loot. We got one up here, another one here. So if we're able to loot what I need, that will make things a lot more easier. We've got more cash, we don't need cash. If we start losing our hunger, we then... If we start, as soon as our hunger goes to 0, we start taking damage, so those plasters might come in handy. And you can die of starvation, which is another part of this very niche caveat to this series. So we need to manage our own resources for it too. The ammo there we're not going to be particularly using, but we do have a goal set in mind for what weapon we want to get, and I'm hoping we can craft it. The only issue with that is the ammo it uses, if I'm ever right. So I don't see anything else on the map here, so we're going to dip in here and hope for the best. nothing. So that does make things a little bit more difficult. We'll take antibiotics because that'll still be form a heal if we start losing HP because of the health. And we are still trying to get another wooden plank soda we'll take. That'll help with the starvation, but that will help with a boost here in a second. There we go, we got 50% speed boost, which is going to be helpful. We'll take your grenades because grenades will help us in a aggro horde. But we still need to make sure we get food. So hump over this fence. Become a bin rider. So we're getting more ammo for the Gering, which is quite nice. We do want ammo for it. One ammo meter. .5. Okay, yes, I can't change that because realistically with how the game's set up now, it's a lot more difficult. So I thought I'd make my life a little bit more easier with that. Also, I'm just gained a bunch of XP that I don't know where from. So that's interesting. So for loot wise, the thing we need the most right now is food. We need to make sure we are fed. We need to make sure we are not going to die of starvation. So we're hoping one of these houses have something of use. So we'll go upstairs to see what's up here. And we'll go to the back end and look here as well. No. Nothing there. Don't see anything highlighted there, so we need to leave. I ideally don't want to be leaving this block. I don't need to, but we'll just do it as is. We have just lost our speed boost as well. And I want to try to take care of these zombies here. There we go. So we've now got our first kill out of the way, and that's an SN42, so that's not going to be as helpful, but it will still be sold, or at least scrapped for parts at least, so we can use that. We'll continue going up to Dog Stockade, we'll look at something of use later on anyway. Oh, sick one, so we'll take that out with the minute amount of XP it gives. No, I'm not playing as GM. This is a bare bones account, fresh off the press, brand new kind of thing that we're building up. It's not hardcore Iron Man either, so it's just oh, that's what I get for looking away for how it is. Really, so new players can get an understanding of how to get to A to Z using the markets and such. But yeah. So we did just tank a hit there whilst I was chatting. That's because I was looked away. So I kind of want to keep walking away from this, ideally. Can't be letting up that amount of XP as well, so it's not much it gave us, but that's due to our hunger. We're looking more ammo than we are anything else of use. So this is why we need to be careful with our ammo management. When we get later down the line, we'll get weapons that are more reflective of the area, but currently right now this is not a good stage for us. So there should be something lootable here, and this is a body. And again, we'll make our way up to Dog Stockade just so we can quote unquote hit it in a sense, that milestone. But we do need to get an upgrade to our weapons as best we can. That means we need to take on a bandit potentially if we can find one. Ideally, we would still find a chainsaw, the one without proficiency needs as well. That would make the bandit hunt a lot easier at the same time. But we won't need to worry about that for a little while, at least. If we can grab the Uzi, that's not going to be as helpful, but it is something we could sell. Not a lot of people will. In fact, people will buy it, at least, because there is a niche market for it, but it's helpful. So I don't know if I will be able to actually sell it realistically as well, because a lot of the niche items are in the bunker outpost zone as well. Still no news of Unity 5, unfortunately. I won't get any news for anyone else. The devs are the ones who will decide if and when it gets released. And obviously currently right now it's not in a state to be released, obviously stuff's been worked on in the background that we're not aware of. So we are looking quite a lot of shotgun ammo here, but it's not going to be what we need. Shotgun ammo will help overall with things, but we need to be fairly careful with what we're doing here. So we'll just keep going up, because like I said, the main thing we want to do in this video is hit Dog Stockade before we go down to MP13. Obviously we will not be entering Dog Stockade, we will not be entering any outpost because simply fact we can't. But we do need to hit some good loot here at the same time. The issue in the last video is that we didn't hit the wooden plank loot until much later on in the stream. We do want that now, as soon as we can. Basically, makes our life tenfold better. And ideally, we get an improved weapon, preferably a pistol as well. If entering green zone, we are going to be hitting this kind of zombie, the spear. So we need to be extra careful when dealing with them because they will vomit on the player character and cause a lot of damage. Just something we really want to avoid. There's a dumpster, I'm going to look at the dumpster quickly. So still nothing of use, which is going to be a bit more difficult. Some more ammo which we don't need. The plan for this one is we're going to go with explosives and pistol. The pistol was a no-brainer considering we got more mastery experience with it than the RX or the CX4 rifle in the first episode, so it makes it just a bit better to go for damage wise as well, or convenience sake. We're only using the baseball bat for the Mastercraft because it's something we were not able to do ourselves as we've not got access to outposts. We're going to keep the M79 because that was a good wee find in the last episode as well. It will help us with the hordes. The only issue is that it's stat hungry. We need to make sure it's got enough reload to facilitate what we need. And despite that, we are going to need to upgrade at some point. Thankfully, it's one of those ones where grenade launchers eat the same wet ammo type until a certain point, so we will be fine-ish. So for example, right here. That's not a bad reload time actually. Some more 5.5 ammo, which isn't what we need. And I've just realised our XP increased because of the challenges as well. Let's go stump stop back here. Some baked beans we'll eat at right off the rip. Well, we could have just saved them for a later date as well, in a sense, because we are going to be losing more and more HP as we go through this. I'm also going to just use the plasters I have just to clear up some space. We do have a good fair bit of ammo here, which is okay, but I wouldn't say is the best. Keep it as is for now. So this is just a challenge. We won't do a hardcore Iron Man until there is a event release, and even that it needs to depends if it's within my time I've got. So we're going to go in here to the right. There is a lootable thing here. I don't know if you can see it on the map. But I've got my blue light glasses on, so I can't see efficiently. But we shall certainly try. I would say going into the crit and reload was a good idea as well. It means we're not going to be struggling too much. I prefer more critical hit if I can. So keep going up till we're actually in the deep end of this zone. Dog stockade is starting to show, thankfully. I'll take a bobble hat because we can what's it called? Disassemble it to make plasters if we need to. If there being a lootable car here and a bunch of lootable cars up here, we are going to go up into there. We'll take more grenades because that's going to be the most helpful thing we have. We've got another flaming zombie as well and a claw hammer. I'm able to look at what? Okay. So we've got a Pipcraft Scorpion as well, so we will take that. The reason I'm going to take that is because that's got no proficiency. We will be able to use that instead of a Gering at some point if it is helpful. It's one of those ones we could potentially sell at the same time with the fact it's a Pipcraft. So we'll definitely make use of that where we can. So the main thing here is we still are looking for food. That is our first and foremost. And we got another one here. It's the second time all of them spawned in when they shouldn't have. So we're getting closer and closer to dog stockade here, which is good. If we're lucky, we might catch an outpost attack. However, we need to make sure we get some food. That's big bad at this stage. If we can loot a weapon, preferably a pistol of some sort, that will help us with the long term. In terms of the damage we deal. Preferably I got crafted obviously, but a master craft of some sort as well. If this was a hardcore run, this would have been maybe a bit more easier because we could craft ammo and such, but we can't, so we need to be a tad more specific with what we're dealing with. Now we've got our first horde here, so what I'm going to do is make my life a little bit more easier. I'm going to actually use the 9mm ammo we picked up. I'm going to keep that there. I'll look at this as well. Nothing there, that's fine. So we're just taking out that aggro horde pretty damn quickly, which is good. Uzi coming in clutch. But obviously I'm trying to get rid of the ammo fork so we have more room in our inventory. But we might look more in a moment, or another weapon. Some tuna would definitely eat that, it gives us a lot more hunger. Again, I should realistically be collecting these food items for now, but I'll just use them to heal. I'll take the antibiotics just in case I do take damage from being hungry at the same time. But we are going to be in Dog Stockade in the next moment, which means we are going to be hitting our milestone as well. We finally get a wooden plank, so that means we can barricade whenever we want. And we'll definitely be saving that barricade for near the end of the stream, I think, unless we want to try to risk it for a biscuit. Okay, so we're now in Dog Stockade screen, so that means we can tick off that we've been here. But we do want to loot the surrounding area. Now, the reason for that is because this may have a higher chance to loot food and barricade equipment. And the reason why I say that is because you can't loot any weapons in these areas. So we'll risk it for a biscuit if we can. Now we would preferably get to a point where we could maybe loot a Xylem vest. Antiseptic spray, would we take it over anything we have? Drop it to 20 gauge shells for now, we don't need that. And the 16 gauge, we don't need that either for now. So we have a good fair amount of healing items, which is going to be good. We need to get rid of the 13 bullets we have in the Gering here. We'll take another set of nails just in case. We can use that at a later date. And without what have we got? We need to find a niche spot here, which Clayton, please fix. Some more money. So we need to avoid these guys in a sense because we're not allowed to join them in there. I'm just going to pass them by because we are not all welcome. But we are officially in the yellow zone as well, so we might be able to find a few more decent items here if we get lucky. So we're going to continue down to the right here. I'm going to clear up another part of my inventory here just so I can look more efficiently. Now we're getting to the point where we're going to get sirens, so the aggro horde will be more common as well for us. And you start to see now the zombies are now changing a bit more dramatically. We now getting the charred dogs, which are more faster and scarier. We've now getting the bones as well. They are almost Titan-like enemies for low end areas, but they will progressively get scarier and scarier to deal with. One of my most favourite enemy types in the game as well. Go here. We have a hospital we might have to loot. I just want to try and make use of this zone as much as I can before I start heading. I'm going to say no to that, and I'm going to open up the map so I can formulate a bit of a plot. So we're here, we need to make it all the way down to P13. Yeah, so we need to go down, straight down. Yeah, pretty much straight down. So we're going to loot this car, or 2 cars, before we head completely down. More ammo, take it. And we've got the blocks which explode on death if you're shot, for example. And you've got the Reapers, which is actually scarier to deal with everything here. Thankfully, they die quite easily. So we're still just hoping for some food here, that's all we can want. We want to get out of this hunger status to feel nourished, and then we can pretty much be safe from there on. The issue for us right now is trying to establish a decent spot to loot in. Yellow still isn't unfortunately taking the necessary niche that it needs. So we are hoping that we can get something from here. Antibiotics, which I will take because we are without a doubt going to be hit. And even at that, I'm sure that with one of the crafting recipes we can make something useful. So we kind of want to just go as quick as we can before we start getting hungry as well. There's a loot spot right here we need to try to look at. More 5.5s. Now we don't need 5.5s, we're not going down the rifle ammo or assault rifle area. So we'll just keep heading down. We've been here before, I'm pretty sure. This has went up. We've got a second barricade, so we'll definitely be taking that over the claw hammer that we looted earlier. So we now have 2 barricading parts here, which is really good. What we need now is to get money to make a barricade kit instead, and that will save us a lot more room. However, the caveat of that is we might not even need to as well. And what I'm going to do in a second is one thing that might be affecting some of the kind of looting aspect of this. Oh, can I get any ammo here? Okay, I'll drop this ammo for that. I'm going to turn single player on instead. So I'm moving the multiplayer aspect of this, I think, for now. We'll get something later on, maybe, depending on how the series goes. Now it is a lootable car now, but we just need to keep going. Some stuff we're just going to miss on purpose, some stuff we'll go for. But unfortunately is one of the ones we need to miss. So we'll go right here. Or go right to, so we save ourselves in this zone. Take more ammo, that's for sure. A claw hammer we don't need. So we're just going to run past some of the stuff here. Do we want to, obviously we do want to stay in this, not in this zone per se, this instance. But we do want to start making our way to the right here. So if people remember, one of the issues with this is I can't trade in the outpost zone where everything is. I'm reliant on people who's barricaded in these places, and this is trading zones. So we are hoping that someone is going to be in one of these zones for us providing a service, or is going to be reasonably pricing things as well, so we can hopefully use that to our advantage. But chances are it might not be the case, so we need to kind of figure things out again. I'll go up to loot this car. And I think there's a dumpster to the right as well we can loot. Bandages, we could have used that actually. In fact, I did just use it, but we could have used that for crafting, I think, later on. I don't think it's going to be as profitable. And our bit of wood, I'll drop that ammo just in case. So the reason I'm picking up more barricading equipment stuff is because that was the issue in the last episode. The issue in this episode is food, so it's a bit of a hit and miss in terms of what our necessity, I can't speak, or not. I'm taking money. I'm going to go down one, then I'm going to continue all the way down. One. And then we go right. We got some dog food, so I'll eat that right now because that's really good for us. We're in fine, now in hungry again, but that's ticking quickly. So it means we now have another step closer to actually getting a decent amount of food. We'll go through the park here, look at this vehicle sitting there as well. I think this is going to be a somewhat quiet episode, that we're not going to need to worry about much things. Although I would like to take a bandit on at some point. We just cut through here. Get to the other side. Look at this body, I'll check the map in a moment. Nothing on it. Great. What I will do is I'll quickly look at this place as well, see if there's anything of use. Sometimes you can have the best of luck in these gift stores, sometimes you'll get nothing. I'll go to the very top and make my way down. More dog food, so we're now fine, which is really good, but that is ticking down quicker than I thought it would. So we may need to put some stuff in survival as well. Sorry, strips I'll just use because it's just easier. But we're not going to be hitting any of the zombies, it's just came out of that room in the far right. Antiseptic spray, I'll take that over the antibiotics, it's a better heal. Then, in fact, it doesn't matter at all. But I'll just switch it about for the sake of it in. Some more money. The 5.5s took that last spot, but it's fine. We can get rid of him quite easily. I'll take more ammo there. We'll still get rid of that ammo anyway. We'll sell it or scrap it. I don't really know yet. It just really depends. If we get max amount of 5.5s, we might keep it because a box then might go for a little bit more than most. But we are going to start getting unlucky with weapon pulls and armor pulls from these zones going forward. These are not the best areas to be looting, in honesty, but we need to sometimes just for the sake of it. So we're going to go and loot this body here. I'm going to recoup some of my stamina. Pretty sure the next one's a crit. Nothing there. So yeah, we're going to go back into the green zone now. We're not going to be as lucky and all that as we would have hoped to have been, but we're going to check the map again. We just go straight down. It'll pretty much take us to P13 where we can barricade. It is indeed. Some more money. We are we're going to get hungry again very shortly. I think it ticks down once every 8 minutes or 6 to 8 minutes or stuff like that. So the more food we have, the better. I know I have quite a lot of heals on me just in case, but we want to avoid getting hungry as it does actually affect our XP gain as well. We're hoping we can loot some sort of energy drink of some sort. That might make things a bit more faster for us. I know the one we looted earlier, the soda, was good for what it is, but we didn't get enough use out of it at the time. You go vom, yep. So as long as I keep going down, we will be fine. Yeah, some of these areas do drop things equivalent of. I didn't see him, he blind in. The equivalent of. So for this area, I think it is soda. That gives you that 3-minute boost. Let's look this here. So we are looking quite a lot of money over other items, which is quite unfortunate. We do want actual physical items like food to nourish us. That'd be the ideal, but I know this game hates RNG of me. Yeah, so in the starting areas you have the option to loot soda, multivitamins and a pamphlet, if I remember right. Obviously effective of damage, speed and XP. This. Yeah, so it's kind of divided up in a sense, as well, but it's not as helpful. Like, you'll get your 30-minute boosts, which is the better ones you'd go for anyway. Then you'd get your boosts from farmers and that, farmers and scientists. Then you get obviously the other stuff that you can generically get in this game. SA80, so that might be a bit of a direct upgrade. We'll dump the 5.5s we have currently because we're not going to be able to use it. It requires strength for an right, so that's fine. We just take it just for the sake of potentially selling it. So we do have some more plasters sitting here, so I'll just use them. Bit of gauge, we don't need them. We'll jump in this store and hope we can let something of help. There's one more over there? No, there's nothing. But there's an all-lit spot, so we'll just do what we need to do here. Go shopping. La-di-dee, la-di-dee, la-di-dum. So we do have an aggro horde on us again. Now I want to finish looting these two spots just so I can maybe get the food I need. That's perfect, that's exactly what that could be useful for. So the reason why I wanted to wait before looting is because these guys will all spawn in. I just use my grenade launcher over the wall. This is why I wanted to opt in for grenades instead, because it's so much more easier to use. So if they build up, I just shoot over and they die. The pathfind for the current engine isn't optimised, so it makes things a lot more easier, especially at a low level. When it gets to the point when they are optimised, it will be a lot more difficult, but that's a completely different issue at a different time. Now I'm going to save myself some grenade ammo and I'm going to use the Uzi that I've got instead. Now, the reason why I use up the Uzi instead is because the ammo. We're not going to be reliant on that much longer, but I am going to take those 75 bits of ammo sitting there in exchange for the antibiotics I've got sitting there, just in case we don't really need them anymore. No, we don't. For Southeast Zone, Ground Zero, it holds the Southeast Zone area as its main trading post. You can fast travel from Ground Zero to Bunker quite easily, so you can make life a bit easier for you there. So one more point, and we are back in hungry again. So we need to hope and pray we get food. I mean, ammo's nice and all, but we need food. Get baked beans, we take that, we eat them. We want to get this to fully nourished again, so we can actually be gaining the correct amount of XP. Makes life easier for us as well in the long run. Now we are going to be looking some more on the ML meter, but that's fine. We can still use it because the zone that P13 is in is actually more dangerous, and we're actually just going to hump our way down to P13 for this episode as well. So from here, it's all the way straight down we go. So we'll go right one. We'll quickly look this, then I'll open up the map to confirm. Yep, all the way down. We need to backtrack to make progress, unfortunately. Now, with me spamming this Uzi, I am going to be triggering a horde at some point. I'm just cautious if I'll run into a boss before the event kicks in as well. That seems to be the common thing for us. From here all the way down. So we did miss a bandit. I think. There's two bandits there. We don't have the capacity to take on bandits, unfortunately, at this stage. We need to be a little bit more better before we can. We need more ammo. We need probably something just able to deal with hordes a bit better. Although I have an idea. Don't know if it's going to work out, but I've got an idea. We've got plenty of heals. Chef knife, no. Move this body for a second. I want food before I do this. Realistically, but I'm going to take on some bandits as well. Now, one of the things I know people have issues with, especially early on, with bandits is the crowd control on them. Obviously, aggro hordes have been decreased for bandits in general, so it does make life a little bit easier. But nevertheless, it's still an issue. But we've got one thing that we actually do need to deal with them efficiently. I just don't know if I'm going to have the ammo for it all. I'll go right one for a second. Actually, no idea where I am. Okay, we're going to take on a bandit, but we're going to take on a mother if we can reach it in time instead. So we need to go back one, left one. Because the bandit's sitting right here. And the mother's sitting all the way down, so we are going to fight both in this episode. After I look at these. We've got plenty of time. So let's start doubling back on ourselves now. Okay, if we go down one and left, we'll get to our first bandit of the series, and we'll go from there. Now, we do have a challenge this week, as far as I remember, of a bandit, we can a bandit over 11 times, so we'll see how much damage we can do in a short period of time before we need to go fight the mother. We've just used our stamina up, but I've just heard it. So let's just hope and pray that we can just deal with him, as is. So let's see, what do we get from him? Her? Master crafted fire axe. Okay, so that's not going to be as helpful, but we will still take it over. The remaining 9mm we have. Let's go on and take the mother on as well, because that'll be where we'll get a majority of our loot we could potentially sell. Just realised what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on the Gearing HP as well. It is a double the damage, but the only issue with that is I will use stamina when I swing that, so it's not worth using at this stage either. So that's fine, that's good to know. Go right and go down, and I'll hit the mother as well. So the reason why I don't want to use stamina when I'm swinging it is because I need that stamina to essentially run. If I can run, that means I'm going to be in a better spot than anything. So I'd rather not risk my own health for something it's going to do double damage, but with that caveat, it's just going to be easier to use the pistol because it's got that range. We just need to hope that the aggro on this mother isn't going to be too damaging for me. We'll take all the ammo we can for this pistol, because this pistol is going to be what's going to be used for a good little bit, it seems. So thankfully we're still in the green zone, so if we just keep going down, we should eventually hit the mother, and then we'll hit the mother, I guess. Again, we're falling back into the same situations we did literally at the start of this stream. We are getting hungry again. We are fine at 29%, which isn't ideal still. So that's another master crafted sports armour. Is that realistically better than anything I've got here? Yeah. It's better than the fire axe you've just looted as well, so I'll take that. My 20 gauge, we don't need them, we need food again. Unlock this car before we proceed. Nothing. So we are going to hit the mother and next screen, so let's just be prepared. So we've got another 3 spots we could potentially loot here. So let's hope and pray we get the food we need. 9mm we don't need right now. We don't want 9mm either. Nothing there. We got a big bus and a body here, so let's have a look. Nothing there. Last but not least, 9mm, so we're not getting lucky with that unfortunately, but we're going to this next zone with some XP gain at least. We'll make the most of what we can, but I will be using the M79 just to kind of drop some of that ammo off as well. So we should be hitting a mother any second now. With an aggro horde there. My question is, where is she? I'm in the wrong spot. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. Whoops, I'm in the wrong spot. My bad. Let's go fight her. So here I am. She's here. Don't know how I overshot it and how she didn't appear. So I need to got one more, I need to run up. So unfortunately we're not going to be getting the full XP that I wanted. So in early zones you can. I just got one there and the flaming zombie spawn. It's when you get later down the line you do get the hordes, the consistent hordes, but you do get the meter in the low areas at least. So there she is, yeah. I could do the usual camp in the courtyard, but that's not what you need. Let's get a bit of my stamina, but there she is there, the beautiful mother. Now I could have put on the Scorpion to do this and have been a bit quicker, but it's less damage as well, and we're not even going into the Scorpion, the submachine gun area either, so it's not worth the use of it. Pistol, because I've already got 0.3% of the mastery in there, it's increased the damage by 0.03 at least, or 0.025 or something. So I'd rather use the pistol over melee or the explosives at this stage. Pistols will be the thing that will get us quite a lot of the XP anyway. Now, side fun fact, you can actually use chainsaws to stun lock out these guys. Like actual proper stun lock. So we used enough of that ammo to create a space for a red Xylon Fest, which is a direct upgrade to our sports armor, but the only caveat to that is we don't have it as a mastercraft, so it makes it a bit more of a difficult decision on what to do in that aspect, because we do need all the mastercrafts we can get as well. So take it, and we'll continue going down. Now, one thing you might notice, the time for me, the cycle might end here as well, so we might get a new set of bosses. If there's any on the way that is actually manageable, I will go for it. There's a certain amount of ones that isn't manageable, and I need to keep an eye on them as well. Those include like the giant spiders and potentially the wraiths at this stage. They are too fast or too much range. The Titan and the Mothers are the most easiest ones to take on at early stages, purely because their range and speed isn't stuff to be scared of at a stage. Now we are going to get into starving quite quickly here. I'm hoping we do get lucky again with the food. I don't think that's going to be the case, unfortunately. So we're going to let this big bus and hope. No. There's more lootable spots here, so again, the key thing I'm looking for is food. We've got plenty of barricading equipment, we've got no worries on that. I'm going to use a grenade here. We have another aggro horde. So I'm not going to swap screens, so if I swap screens right now I'll get rid of this aggro horde easily, but I don't want to do that. I'll take it for now. I might need healing after this. The reason why I don't want to do that is because this is good XP. And there we go, we just got our event boost in, which is a speed boost, so this will be quicker. So we will use that to our full advantage in this episode as well. We are going to get to a point where we're going to need to stop using the getting HP. We need an actual more substantial weapon to use as well, so we are going to need to continue to loot. And that being said, I will check the boss map now just to see what's happening here. There's two bandits. We've got another mother incoming. Am I right in thinking that? Yep, we've got another mother right here. And from there, zombie bandits as well. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting take here. Like I said, we'll go down and take the mother on. We will swap that out. We'll take that for the stereo strips we picked up earlier. I will just save the ammo for now because I'd rather we use the ammo on the bosses that's coming up instead of a baseball bat. But I am still hoping and praying we get some food. So the next screen is going to be the second mother. Not gonna lie, low-key nearly fell asleep doing this. Yeah, I've definitely not taken another boss like that for a while. So we didn't really get anything we need here. This is quite irritating. You need to be level. Now you need to have 50 thing for that, so I could drop the 12 extra grenades I've got, pick that up. Yeah, so the speed boost is from the event as well, just to let you know. Weekend events now on. We're not going to be taking on any more bosses, that was too drill, even for me. So we are going to look, continue looking all the way down. I want to get some food, like I said, because I need it. And then I'll be in the stream soon as well once I get into I'll get to P13 as well. Ammo could have been good, but we don't need it anymore. Could actually be using the 357 actually. Could be getting rid of that. Then spaghetti. Hot dogs was it? Or spaghetti? I just realised I'm just spamming my pistol now. I'm not even caring about ammo, which is not a good idea. Or I need to rely on the baseball bat for everything here, which is not what we want. More tin spaghetti. Baked beans, we are now nourished, which is amazing for us. Means our XP gain is actually a lot better now. More money, I'll take it. Now, nearly in the yellow zone, which is again good for us because this is a better zone to look compared to the green. But at the same time, we are going to be in for a bit more of a shock whilst we're here. We are in here. I'm going to just let this here just to kind of reset my inventory. So we have. No, I'm going to drop those 357s. We don't need it at this stage. We need to just continue going and proceeding. So we're going to head down now. We should bump into some bandits as well. We'll give them a try, see if we can take them down. We do have explosives at least. That should be able to do the crowd control as well as the actual damage we need to. We'll leave the wooden planks, we don't need them anymore. We've got 2 additional sets. If I can loot $7,500 in total, I can make a barricade kit, which will save us a bit more of space when it comes to looting as well. Potato chips, that's us back to nourished, we'll take it happily. I'm just hoping we get more food. Plasters, I'll just use them quickly, we don't really need them. We've got some heals on us as it is, so we should be okay. We've got some armors as well, which I'm not fully set on, but that's fine. So bandits on the very next stream, I think we could potentially take them with the M79. If they can drop us another grenade launcher we can use, a better one. We're definitely keeping a hold of those multivitamins, we're not going to use them now. They will prove helpful against the bandits if I remember right, they got damage buffs on them. For 3 minutes, so that could be what pushes us over the edge for what we need. Candy we'll eat at, so we're back to full nourishment, which is something I've not had since the last stream. So we've got 2 bandits sitting there. Very doable spot. The only issue now is we've got the uncommon infected now appearing. So let's get down to where those bandits are. We'll eat the multivitamins in a moment. We've got the speed boost, which does help enough an advantage here. The only issue would be is if these guys have grenade launchers as well, which we do not seem to have. We might be fine dealing with them one at a time. Could we cheese? I won't use that just yet. That is usable when I get hit, actually. Let's be smart. Ah, sugar, I shouldn't have done that. So the thing that's letting me down with this is the accuracy. Now if I had more exact accuracy, this would land on top of him every time. I mean I won't be missing any, which would be better, but unfortunately that isn't the case. I'm hoping when I kill him, he drops a massive crafted pistol for me to use instead. I can look at the ammo around this area, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. Sometimes it could be a hit and miss. And this is where you can just do this. So we do have a horde on us now, which isn't ideal. With the grenade launcher we can just steamroll us. We're kind of hoping for a GM 80 or 90 something from us. But because I've got this aggro horde, I'd rather move it away from here. So I don't want him to start hitting me. I want to be able to control the horde a bit easier as well. There we go. Now you might be thinking, why you run into the wall whilst you're shooting? So as long as you are doing some sort of input with the movement, the game still counts it as XP gain. If you're stood still for longer than like I think 10 seconds, you don't actually gain anything. But this is struggling to update for me. Here we go, it's updated. So got a Master Crafting Manberg, which isn't exactly ideal. Okay, I'll use the multivitamins now, I guess, and we'll just try to steamroll him. Come on, somebody in chat at least pray for me that we get a pistol that I can use. Something that's good. So we're continuing kind of cheesing this in a sense to see if we get if we can go right one to see if we can chance our luck against some of the zombies there. Well, if it's a flaming zombie, we do have a boss hive close by, but I'm not going to chance it at this stage. We do need some more agility before we can. So let's hope that this drops something of more value for us. Which isn't of more value, but I have a Mastercraft on that is okay, actually. I'll drop one of the antiseptic sprays, we don't need that anymore. We should be fine for the short term, at least. We will go right one, kill the flaming zombie that's sitting there. That might give us something a bit better. But there is some extra spots here I can loot, so I'll do that. More money, which is always welcome for this. And nothing else. So we'll go right one now. Kill the flaming, in fact, yeah, kill the flaming zombie if we can. And then we'll go from there. I'll loot this whilst we're here, why not? Nothing. I want to kind of make use of the nourishment I've got for now. Pasta, we'll eat that. So yeah, definitely changing the boss thing was very beneficial. So we have two things we could play with here. So we'll go for the big one, because this is a lot more easier to run about in than it is the small one. Our weapons aren't built for such close quarters. We'll look this body first, see what I get. Nothing. And then let's look this body and see what I get. Cold Python. So that is a good grab at this stage. Does make things a little bit more difficult. I'm going to drop the Uzi we have, because we have one back in the personal outpost. This Colt will be using 357 if I remember right, so I'll need to start looting that at some point. I did drop a batch, which is unfortunate. Yeah, 357. A lot more damage, and simple fact we can use it makes life a bit more easier for us. So that's good. We did get a pistol upgrade, which is what we need. If we can look the 357 here, which would be amazing, but I can't remember if we can. I'll just double check this body here. And set it spell, use that. So go right one, then down, then we'll go to B13. So it means we can cover that off. And we'll go look at this body sitting over here as well, make our life hopefully a bit easier. It's not a claw hammer, which we don't necessarily need. So we are now back in the zone with the screaming zombies, so we need to make sure we kill her quickly, or she'll potentially get a horde on us that we can't defeat. And I'm just realising we are starting to run out of the grenades, so that'll be one of the things I need to get more of. So nip in here just to see if we can look this truck. .38, which is not what we need. Might be another little spot somewhere down here. Some more 32 ammo, which is surprising. Spotted something here. So that's the reason why I'm going for the uncommon infected. Here we go, that's what we need there. What can we afford to get rid of? Matter of fact, nothing at this stage. We need to just cap mosey on. So I've been talking non-stop for such a long time, my throat went. But yeah, the reason why I'm targeting the special infected whilst I can is because they give a lot more XP than obviously regular ones. If I can do the same amount of damage to them compared to the regular ones, I get more XP as well. It's like a CP13 marker. We are getting so close. I see another little spot on the left here, so we're going to grab this as well. Oh, never mind, I lied. So, with that being said, P13 is in the orange zone. So things are going to be kicked up a notch as soon as I get in there. It's not going to be as forgiving as the areas I've been in so far. It's going to be a lot more difficult than what I'm currently experiencing. So if they're going to respawn as I come down here. What hammer we don't need, we've got plenty. Moving for one more spot which is here, thankfully. More 9mm. And hello, welcome. We're near the end of the stream, so you've came a bit late, but I hope you're doing well. So we are a few instances away from P13. We'll run past it and see if we can find another place to barricade. Preferably a place with one K required, and it should be pretty easy to locate. Take more money. We've got 7 4,000 now, which is still quite good. We're going to jump into the supermarket because we're in the yellow zone still. We could still walk away with some sort of better weapon than the Colt Python. Or we can walk away with something a bit more master crafted, which would be fantastic. I mean, I would love to get like a Chris knife with 8, 8 and 8, I'm just saying. Means our stat distribution won't be as ridiculous as it's going to be. And dog biscuits will take that because the Zoinks challenge is now gone, so they won't be worth as much. We've got 5.5s again. May have been worth just going into rifles then if that's the case. So maybe one more spot over here, and there isn't, so we're now in the orange zone, which is a milestone on its own. I'm going to reset my inventory in a second, just so I can... do this. Now, I am a little bit more skeptical being here, for a simple fact, this area is going to be very, very difficult to deal with. We only have sports armor with these new variants coming out. So we've got the Red Rumbler, and we've got the long arm, red long arm or something like that I think it is. So these guys are more tanky. They're a lot more difficult to kill with the weapons we have currently. So, and we've got these little bastards now shown. These bastards are called spiders, and that's probably one of the most dangerous ones we can fight. Given, again, our equipment, this isn't the optimal way to do this. If we get into a horde of this, we are going to be screwed. We've now got a tenant drill now involved. And we now have an aggro horde on us. So for our sake, we're dipping out here. We don't want to deal with this. We can dip out because we know how to. And I'm going to show a complete bullshit method here that could be ban. It should be bannable in a sense. No. Ah, okay, we're screwed. So we're now hitting the territory of leapers, which is a massive threat on its own. But I'm just going to reset this so we don't need to deal with it. Oh, maybe we can't. Can I? Yeah. So I really am going to be up shit's creek in this for a while whilst I'm here. It's not too bad if I get the crits in. No, I'm not staying in Natasha's area. I'm excluded from my outpost at this stage, so I'm not even able to stay there. So what I could do is I want to loot in here, because this is a new zone that we could get something really good in. For example, this could be helpful, but I wouldn't know what. I'll take it over the 5.5 sound, I guess. Maybe worth something if I can sell it. Okay, we managed to clear this place. But the question is, are we going to get anything worth the hassle doing this? Now we've got a leaper on us as well, that's not going to be helpful. So I don't know what language you're speaking, I don't know how to respond. All I know is Secronome. Yeah, so this wasn't even worth the adventure in here. So what we'll do is we'll still try barricading this zone, I think. After we go past P13, that'll be the end of this stream, I think. Keep getting money, that's not what we want, unfortunately. So, can I barricade in this zone? Yeah, I could potentially barricade here, but at the same time I want to be extra careful now. Now we don't necessarily want weapons anymore, we just want ammo. Yeah, I need her to come closer so I can just use explosives on her. Now we've got a spider, a bloat and a brute. That's the bloat there, that's the brute there, sorry. So the annoying thing is she's stuck somewhere. Right out, why don't you go get her? Where is she? She's it. If I sit here, this is the most safest spot in this store. I just sit and just shoot it over the wall, which is fine. I get my XP still. So you may have just noticed one of those spiders just disappeared out of existence there, so that's going to be rough for me. I want to kill that Leaper regardless. He's the first contention point for this. Of course that's just him. Okay, so we managed to clear out this door again, in our store, which is good. The issue we are going to have now is, like I said, we're not going to have enough damage to kill these with the current equipment we have. What we need is a complete revamp of what we can use. So that means better weapons, better armor. We also need to find the ammo where we can. Like for example, a grenade launcher is going to be our key weapon here, especially when it comes to hordes and grinding. Pistols there as a backup means to range attacks, really. I'm not that fond of or care of, oh my god, it's not really good either, of using melee, but I'd rather avoid it if I can because it's not part of the meta builds, if that makes sense. But let me run to P13 for a moment and then once we're there we can just see if any of these houses are unboarded. You know what? You guys, you can fight them yourself. Yeah, that's boarded off, so this zone might be boarded off, so I might need to go to the right one. Which isn't exactly ideal either, so I still need to clear it out, if that's the case. Let's see. Some houses down here, so we might be fine if we can get that. We need a handgun that takes that ammo. That's the most common ammo here. Ah! No. No. Not taking. Not doing that. Not doing that. Not doing that. Let's reset. You're not going to focus on me till you see me. And hot dogs, we'll eat it. And we'll go. So one of these houses we can definitely get in. At least I'm now hoping. That's not a good sign. Let's get to our side of this. We can loot this and reset the aggro on us. Yep, that is P13. We're not allowed to go in, unfortunately. Ah, here we go. Perfect. Oh, this is perfect. So one floor space for the barricade. So we'll loot this place first. We'll do what we did last time. I did catch that leaper sitting in there, so I'm going to be very careful with it, I think. There we go. See one level spot in there. Oh, and there we got hit. And let's look at this as well, whilst we're here. Nothing good. So we do need to kill him. So lure him out, but we need to kill him, unfortunately. Oh, sugar, I didn't realise he was here as well. So let's hope we can look something good off this bookshelf. RX4, okay. We'll be taking that because that... might do something for us, I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to take this out. We've got 2 spaces left, thankfully. And press O. So we have now made it to our personal outpost, so we can actually breathe for like 5 minutes. I think the very first thing I need to figure out is if that RX4 is worth taking over at this stage, because the issue I'm going to have right now is the items in this area isn't going to be exactly great. Excuse me, great for me. So 40, I can use up to the lock 17. If I put in our, how much is the makeshift? The makeshift uses point. So I could use get a makeshift revolver made. The issue with that though is it is going to use up quite a lot of your resources that I could use. 1575. What about this? 1575. Whereas I could use the RX4. You know what? I'm stuck between a hard place and a rock right now. Let me look at the melee for a moment. So I'll bring this over so I can show you what I'm thinking now for the next part of the build. So pistol wise, I think we're going to do a makeshift revolver. The rifles, that's going to sit in the storage for now. We don't need that at this stage. The makeshift revolver will incorporate the equipment we can get around this, the ammo we can get around this area, which is good. But the offset of that is we're going to be a little bit tricky situation if we get to the point, obviously we run out of ammo, which we are inevitably going to be doing. So we might need to invest into like something like slugger, super slugger at some point. What that means for us, I think we need to do this. We need to do something like this. Oh, so bear in mind, up to level 49, you get a free stat reset, so I can do this at any time, and I will potentially. So I think this right now is the best thing for me to do. We do get a bit of a bigger inventory, right? No, 4, and we got 2 of the things done now, which is really good. So we got money, money. Loot master crafted items. So we did loot master crafted items. I don't know why that's not counting. So this challenge might be bugged. We won't be doing PvP because that's just nonsense. From this point, though, we need to now focus on what we can do here. So move these to the side. We'll keep them separate. The RX4 I'll pop in my storage for now. Do this. I'll go over here and see if we can see what we can sell here. So SA80. So that's this for that. So I'm going to 1350. We sell below the thingy price for it because that could still help. I mean, we do have that as a direct upgrade. Only issue with that we don't get the 7 agility and critical and accuracy. So Bowie will sell for 150. We'll just sell it under market price for now. We'll do 6050. We do have a mini 14. I forgot we had that. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Okay. So again, there's nobody down this area. Oh, there's one person. Okay. Rude. Let's just see. What is there any armors? So we've got mine being sold for cheap. We've got a few people down here at least. Melee, we've got a bowie knife being sold for cheap. So I've got my pen knife on now. Now that would have been good earlier, but hey ho. Pistols. We've got a lock. What about rifles just in case? Nothing of interest. We've got ammo here. We have ammo. At least. If I just buy these. That's just got our ammo, so unfortunately Gehring is going to be used part of this crafting recipe for the slugger. Hold on. Oh, super slugger. So I need a. Okay, so that's what I need to take it off. If I nail that. This, this, and this. There we go. Okay, so we'll use that. Pop that there. What have I got in my storage? Can't make use of anything here, so I can get rid of this. Um, hmm. Okay. So yeah, so we're kind of sorted for ammo for now. We will need to make the makeshift at some point, so that'll be the next kind of thing, I think. How much does sell for? So three, what, 200? 100. 50. In fact, no. We'll dismantle the RX4 to save myself on some room. I'll pop it in here. Is there any grenade ammo sitting down here? Any grenade launchers? So there's no grenades down here, so we need to be careful with them. Sports armor, so we've got 15,000 for them. So we'll do the same thing here. Nobody's going to buy these realistically, but it's better than nothing. We are going to repair this and this. We'll move that to the side. We're going to keep the Xylem vest with us. Now we are now a bit hungry, and that's fine. Okay, so this looks to be what we're going to go with. The Super Slugger at this stage is just a backup weapon, realistically, that will do us until Fort Paster at least. And then we need to start getting other weapons that will realistically be better. At that stage, we'll be more invested in pistols, I think. I would have loved to have gotten that instead, to be honest, but I don't think I'm going to have the opportunity to do so. So this is what our account is looking like so far. Like quite a lot. We've got some damage and melee. If we are getting lucky with the 5.5 drops, we will end up converting over to rifle for a while. I think currently right now pistol is the better option, and we've got the Colt Python, but with a sight to use the makeshift revolver at this stage. We will need to increase our explosive mastery at some point. The only caveat to this right now is these stats on the proficiency end isn't the do-all end-all. This will be changed at some point down the line. The caveat to that though as well is the stats on this are pretty much going to be the same. Now we've got quite high agility, which is good for us. I think we're going to do a lot better with that, but we need to get more critical just to make sure our hits are doing what they should. They are about 42%, which is fine, I guess. It's not going to be much of an issue, but we do need a bigger backpack, so I'll actually have a quick look, see if I can find anything on the market that's bigger, but it's not going to be affecting us. Backpack. Nothing on the market, so that's fine. Let me check crafting for a second. Yeah, so realistically, we don't want to be moving away from the hip pouch. Ideally, we'd have gotten a god crafted one, so I get 4 slots in total. But that's fine. We will do what we can at this stage. I didn't check is there anything food-wise here. Potato chips. So yeah, I've done really well this episode. We have improved our equipment. We have leveled up 9 times, and we have been to Dog Stock Kid. we have been to P13, and our next stop would be Fort Paster. But with the caveat of that, is the area we're in right now is going to be our kind of max area. We need to level up a bit more, we need to get better equipment, and that's going to take a bit more time. It's going to be a bit more difficult because of the kind of limitations we have on this series. But we have travelled quite far, we've travelled quite wide. I think we're going to do okay. By the time we get on next, the hunger is going to be at 0. So I'm going to feed my characters somehow. Don't know how. So we'll go from there. But guys, thank you very much for watching. This has been episode 2 of the Exiled Survivor. It is proving to be a fun but very challenging series. We got lucky with the boost when we did, and I think every week we do these guest streams I will get a boost on top of that every time, so I do apologise. But the next time we do a stream will be the case of having to find some more nails. We've got wooden planks for it, it's just the nails we need, and we could potentially just get something better than we currently have. But yeah guys, thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoy yourselves, enjoy your weekend, I shall see you guys later, goodbye.